Okay, so for the next assignment, we're doing an offset section here. So I'm going to do a new loader template. So ditch this. Um, Thing is, we'll do the main views as always, and we'll do our section view. So get our object. I'm just going to start with a line. Turn my ortho on, and the part's 3.5. Let's go over 2.5. 3.5. Close. Double click and zoom in on it. Okay, so this is our front. So now let's I'm gonna offset. We'll use our offset 1.75 to get our centers. One up, one down, offset again, 1.25 there, and then offset 0.5. So right here is all my center line. So let's just make it center line. Keep it clean here. Okay, probably gonna do some work on it, but that's okay. Circle, apparent intersection. That whole through is 0.75. As always, that was the radius I put in, so I'm going to scale down by 0.5. Circle, apparent intersection. So now we got to read through the information there. We got a 1/4 inch through. Our counter bore is 0.5, so let's do D 0.5. So that's our diameter. Now we have our depth. We can worry about that when we do our other views. Do our apparent intersection again. And that diameter is 0.25. So right there, that's typical, so we can just copy these views over. Center and intersection. So we have that information now. So next thing we need to do is, let's just get our right side view here. So let's bring everything over as always. F3. Intersection there. Not sure why not. Actually, I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to copy this information, go to the center. There's center here. Oop. Shift right click, center. Shift right click, center. Oop. I don't think it likes because the ortho's on. No, I have C in the text. There we go. Okay, and then let's just draw a line straight over. Ortho back on. So we know that part's 1, so we'll do an offset. As you're watching these videos, if you prefer to see the keys punched, please let me know. 1, I get in a habit trying to get these done. Extend. So right there. So now I'm going to do a trim. Actually, we need to put the counter bore in first. Now we could do the trim first. Clean this monstrosity up here. Okay, offset. Offset and do depth of 0.8. 1 divided by 8. Took it, so then you can offset that way. So we have that counter bore done. So we can do a trim now. And let's trim. I'm not worried about that because we'll just make that a center line. Offset now 0.25. Offset over, extend EX. Just hitting space to repeat the command. E for erase, select that, so that whole goes through. We can E for that, E for that. Now I'm going to do a match properties, MA. Or you can come up here, match properties, select that, do the center line there, center line there, center line there. Now we need to make these hidden, so I'm just going to select these, pull this down, do hidden. Now we can fix this. That view looks right, so if we do an offset 0.25, I'm going to trim. repeat the command. Now I can erase all these temporary lines. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this information because they don't look like center lines. Let's change it to like 0.8. Looks good. So there's our part. Now we just need to do our top view. So let's just bring this up here. As I've hinted before, use what you already have. So let's do a copy. Let's bring this up here. I'm going to draw a line straight across. This is going to be our box. Offset, when I remember to use the button up top. 1, trim, select this. There's our part. So now I'm going to do a rotate. Now I'm going to do a move. Select that endpoint. Just put it down here. I'm going to do a move again. Hit P for previous. If you select your center line, shift right click, hit P for perpendicular, put it right in line there. Save you all that work. Do another copy, select your line, go to the endpoint and shift right click, perpendicular. You're just projecting it out there. Done. We could do the same, or yeah, let's just do it the old school way. Hold straight up. Oh, interesting. Go perpendicular, endpoint, perpendicular. Oh, tell you what I'm gonna do is now do a line. It'd been easier to take all that geometry. Line, endpoint, shift right click perpendicular. It'd been easier to bring that, rotate over, but it's all good. So we'll bring that over, do a trim, select that line, get rid of that, erase that. I'm just hitting E, or you can come up here, do a match properties, MA, or select the button there, and then match properties again. Now that hole is actually online. You can see them lines are very thin, but they are there. So let's throw dimensions on it, make sure we're all good, then we can go ahead and do our offset. So let's do some linear. I'm going to try and mimic it just so I can know it's been all done. And if you notice, I'm doing it from the center lines. That way I'm not losing. If I do it from there and I bring it over to here, you lose the feature of your center line. So try to save yourself some headache. If your print doesn't look right, it might be because of that. So let's bring that there, and then here to there. So 0.5. Let's set that diameter. Let's hope my circle's right. 0.75. It seems like it's off way out there, but it's all good. 0.75 diameter. Overall height, we need to throw that in there. Endpoint to endpoint, 3.5, good. Need to know the top height, or thickness of the part. So there's that, and 2.5. So we have that. Everything looks good. Let's throw the whole information in there. Diameter. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull that over and pull this down. And if I double click on this, I can go up to tweak it space so I can put my counter board, hit enter, go up to the top, percent D, oh, percent C, 0.250 through, and there, space, and then we'll do, guard depth, 0.125, and we'll put 2 holes. Oop, that won't work very well, so let's just take that, bump it down a hair, turn our ortho off. We already have dimensions, so I'm actually going to do a polyline so my symbol stays all connected together, so I don't have various line fragments. They're all connected as one. You can't really do that so much here. Midpoint. Turn the ortho off. MI for mirror right there. So right there's the whole information. So everything looks real good. So now the fun part of showing our section view, which is going to probably have to tweak my dimensions some. So we're going to go ahead and take, I'm going to pull this up, turn my ortho on, pull it up some, and that dimension is going to have to change a little. So let's go cutting plane line. I like using polylines for this, just for the fact that it stays consistent. So we'll just go ahead. Does it matter where you put this line? No. So you can see I'm just randomly doing it, but it's very important to make sure it's falling somewhere down the vertical. That's what we're very interested in. You'll see why. Perpendicular. I'm going to pull it straight down. So there, and if you see I did polyline, so it's all one polyline. I'll pull this up. If I do my line weight. Now, as you notice, it's not very good. I don't see there, so I'm going to go PR. Let's change the line type scale. 0.8. So there we go. We got phantom lines going through there. So I'm going to turn that back off. Line. If I really wanted to cheat, I could go to my previous drawing. Sounds like a good idea. I'm going to go to my previous drawing so I don't have to redraw my arrows. And if you do a Control C, I'm going to close out of that. I'll do a Control V. Cheating at its best. You're using the resources available to make a good drawing. So you say you had a block, you could do the same thing with the block. I'm just using, since I just did that drawing less than a half hour ago, I knew it was there. I'm going to use it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this information, pull it up. I will do the same thing with that. This is hugging that line pretty good. Extend. It's not too bad. So now I'm going to do MT for M-text. A. Gotta change that. Text. PR. Properties. And do justification middle center. I'm going to take it, turn my ortho off, put it at the end of it, do a copy. Do a copy endpoint to this endpoint. That's not going to work so well. So what we'll try to do, we'll try to see if we can do a move. M or the button there. Turn the ortho on, F8. If I put it there, I'm going to repeat the command, just hitting space. I'm going to do a trim. Trim right there. Now I got it. So that's going. We're going to cut, and that's how we're going to be looking at it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a copy. I'm going to bring it over here. So if we're cutting that, we're cutting through each of these holes like that. Only thing that changes now is all these lines. I'm going to do match properties. Become object lines. And one other thing we'll do is we'll draw. This is questionable. Inventor does it. So we're going to try to stick with the standard. I'm going to do match properties. And that's just where we're jogging it. So you would see it break, a hard surface break there. Now the only difference is when we do our hatch, I'm going to select there, select there. This is all material that's been cut. So them object lines, although we transferred them over, they still have hatching around them. It would be considered a hard break line. And then let's do section. So there's that part there. Let's do a copy. Let's turn ortho off again. I want to make that into BB since we've already done MK section. We'll do BB. Turn the ortho on, make it look nice. I'm going to do a copy. MKB. I just need to remember. B. B. All I'm doing is double clicking in there. I don't want that A. I'm thinking everything B. So there's that. So now I'm going to do from template to get my title block in. Borders. I'm going to right click D, delete that. Okay. So right here, double click in there, double click the middle mouse button. RA for regen all. Do PSLT scale, but it seems to be liking it. 0, regen all. Made it a little finer. So now zoom 1 divided by 2 XP. See what I can get away with. 3 divided by 4 XP. Ooh, that looks. Move that makeover and we can get away with it. So this is a 3/4 inch scale. 4 equals 1. And I can actually see. I just could see it, so I just didn't move. There we go. So let's go down here. A. There's only one of these items. Description. This is a spacer. It's called steel. MTH 1/1/2013. Happy New Year again. 1/1/2013. So this will now be, I've looked at my bill of material or my master list. I know the next one's 3/4 spacer. We'll call this offset section. DWG. I'll copy that for when I get into my all works here. I can take that, delete that, and works good for my title too. I'm going to do PR. Now all I'm doing when I'm copying that is I'm just hitting Control C. Nope, wrong one. I need width factor 0.7. 0.65. Close that. Move. So that's it. So what I'll do is I'll do a save as real quick. It's already in my destination. I'm going to just P or Control V and paste it. Save. Now I'm going to go to my master list. I'm just hitting Control Tab. You can go through between your drawings. And I'm going to go click, paste that. I'm going to go home, delete this. Looks like there was a mistake on my part. 12:03:4. The reason I said it is because there we go. So I'm going to save this. Master list is done. Bring this up. I'm going to save this. And that's it for the assignment.